What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kirk Torian, and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel called Reacting with Kirk Torian. So, with this channel, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about and reporting on crazy ass news stories from all over, okay? And I've come across a lot of crazy stories, all right? So, this first story that I've come across is from Chicago, a city called Austin. It's a man by the name of Xavier Lofton. So, Xavier, he was an up and coming actor who was killed in a drive-by shooting last Friday. Now, this guy had been in short films and possibly indie films, if I'm not mistaken. So he was killed in a drive-by shooting last Friday, and he had a woman in a car with him who ended up in critical condition, let alone another car with a man in it who was shot and killed too. This story is crazy as hell. This story really saddened me. The father's emotion really broke my heart. I'm going to show you the story, and I'll be back with my thoughts about this, okay?
Man who was just getting his start as an actor is one of the latest victims of gun violence here in Chicago. He was one of two men killed in a drive-by late Friday night in the Austin neighborhood.
CBS 2's Sharday Gray sat down with the victim's father.
Just hard.
Fighting through the tears and pain, Herman Lofton is trying to face the reality his son, 29-year-old Xavier Lofton, was shot and killed Friday night.
I couldn't imagine in a million years that I would be getting a call about any of my kids, any of them, especially him.
Lofton tells us his son was a postal worker who was also an aspiring actor who just landed a couple of roles in independent movies. Chicago police say Friday night, Lofton and a 29-year-old woman were in a vehicle driving southbound on Cicero when someone in a beige SUV began firing shots. Lofton was shot in the head, thigh, and armpit. He was taken to Mount Sinai in critical condition and later died. Detectives quickly called his dad.
I gave him the name. They asked for his birthday. I gave him that. And then at that point, I'm just knowing that it's something, something not right, because they was just too adamant to meet me.
Lofton is the oldest of 5 siblings.
They all in disbelief because, it's just they just can't believe that something like this happened and then happened to him.
His firstborn, Herman, says Xavier meant everything to him.
I just say, God bless his soul, because, I'm really going to miss him.
Sharday Gray, CBS 2 News.
Sharday, thank you. The woman in the car with Lofton was also shot and is in critical condition. A third person, a man, was in another car. He too was shot and later died. No one.
Y'all just saw that crazy ass video, right? I mean, that shit broke my heart. That is crazy because that man is 29 years old. He was trying to be his best self. He worked for what he had. I'm sure he wanted to do great things for his family, take his family out of where they were and move them to a better place and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. This is a classic example of why you have to keep all of your manifestations, your desires, and your accomplishments to yourself until they come into fruition. Because if you prematurely tell people can quote unquote block your blessings. You know what I mean? Now, he did a few short films, maybe some indie films. I'm sure he was going to rise to something bigger. But did you see the father? Did you see the pain in that father's eyes? That was very, very, very hard to watch. That was his oldest son. And when you lose somebody like that, it feels like a piece of you is just ripped out of you. You know what I mean? And he can't get that boy back. I did my research. To my knowledge, he didn't do anything as far as any type of gang activity, rubbing people the wrong way, enemies that people wanted to just come after him. From what I saw, they solely hated him because of what he was doing. They wanted to take from him something that he worked for. I get so tired of people out here stealing from people, taking from people, and hurting people and killing people because they want something that they didn't work for. That is not right. You know what I mean? And now this father is left without a child. This is a classic example of why you have to keep your manifestations, your desires, and your aspirations to yourself until they just come into fruition. When they do, let people see it, and by that time, you're gone, you're wherever you are. And I don't know what it is, especially with black people, when we succeed and stuff like that, we have to leave the hood, because if we don't, we're in danger. We see it all the time, and I don't even have to name people. Y'all have seen how 2022... Who has been, and I'll tell you, this was a very hard story to cover. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to know what your thoughts are at the bottom, in the comment section. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to wrap my head around this consistent action of people dying just from succeeding. This even goes to, what do they call it? Flex culture. You know what I mean? Where you're not allowed to wear your wealth in public anymore. You can't wear nice chains, or if you're into your, what is it, the Balenciaga, the Gucci, the shit that everybody wears. You can't even freely wear that, even though you worked hard for it, because somebody could kill you on a waffle place. You can't even sit and eat waffles without somebody coming in there trying to attack you. I mean, this is crazy out here. Look, I'm trying to stay calm, and this shit has really pissed me off, okay? So everybody, who sees this and you want to leave a comment, share your 2 cents, like, share, and subscribe, and just leave your comments on this crazy-ass story and let me know what you think, all right? All right, y'all, I'm out.